Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something maybe a bit sensitive. It's about navigating social anxieties around body hair, specifically leg hair.
Yeah, it's something a lot of people grapple with. Our listener, the learner, pointed us towards some really insightful discussions on Reddit, specifically in the RFTM community.
Right. And for anyone unfamiliar, RFTM is a Reddit's space for transgender men and masculine folks to share experiences.
Exactly. So we looked at two threads where people are really opening up about feeling self-conscious, sharing stories, giving advice. It's quite powerful stuff.
Definitely. So our mission here is to kind of unpack these feelings. Why the embarrassment? What are the roots? And importantly, what strategies are people actually using to, get past it based on what they're sharing online?
Let's dive in. So this one user, Matamoja, kicked off a thread talking about being afraid to wear shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Even pre-T, they mentioned having quite a bit of leg hair and worrying about like weird looks or comments, even if they felt they were passing okay with a mask on.
Yeah, that fear of scrutiny is real.
And what really stood out was their self-awareness. They actually used the term internalized misogyny.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they connected it directly to their mother's attitude, hearing that leg hair was disgusting. It shows how deep that stuff can go, right? From childhood.
Absolutely. It's like these scripts we learn about how bodies should look, especially if you were raised female. That pressure for smoothness is, well, it's intense.
It really is. And Matamoja wasn't alone in feeling this way. Not at all.
No, I saw that too. Lots of echoes in the comments.
Yeah, Boy Dream chimed in with similar fears about shorts and body hair, also pre-T.
Yeah.
And another user, Chili Ketchup, talked about that first-time nervousness, wearing shorts with leg hair out in public, worried about how people would react.
That comment from Chili Ketchup was so specific, though. The worry about being seen as a bad pictured Instagram feminist.
Yeah, it's like so many layers. You're navigating gender identity and these weird, specific online stereotypes about presentation. It's complex.
It really is. It's not just one thing.
And these feelings aren't always just about the transition itself. Sluglord, too, mentioned feeling embarrassed about leg hair way back, even before realizing they were trans.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and they even mentioned family bullying over it.
Yeah.
So for some, this anxiety has really, really deep roots, way beyond gender identity discussions. It's been there a long time.
Okay, but here's the part I found really, well, hopeful, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Despite all this very real fear, this intense anxiety that people were describing,
Yeah.
the overwhelming response was, it's usually okay. Like, the bad reactions they worried about just didn't happen most of the time.
Exactly. That came through so strongly. You had Boy Dream, Severe Ad 1520, Canine Wild Dog, Come Black Tome, Devils in the Jukebox. So many users saying, essentially, I was scared, but nothing bad actually happened.
Right. The phrase that kept popping up was something like, nobody cares as much as you think they do.
Yes. Boy Dream said that to Biza too. It's this huge gap, isn't it, between the internal turmoil and the often completely indifferent reality.
Yeah. It reminds me of that spotlight effect idea in psychology, where we think everyone's staring at our flaws.
Precisely. We massively overestimate how much other people notice or judge us. And Canine Wild Dog had that great anecdote.
Oh, yeah. Tell us that one.
They said they have really noticeably hairy legs, sometimes felt they weren't passing as cis male, but still, zero negative comments about the leg hair. Absolutely none.
Wow. It's like we write this whole dramatic script in our heads.
And the world doesn't follow it. Come Black Comb put it well, saying most people are just wrapped up in their own stuff. They're not really paying close attention to your legs.
So true. Okay, so if the fear often outweighs the reality, how do people actually deal with the embarrassment? What were the strategies?
Well, a few key things came up repeatedly. One big one was simply exposure, doing the thing you're afraid of.
Just ripping off the Band-Aid, so to speak.
Kinda, yeah. Like Hi and Barbara DeDrew said, just keep doing it and keep doing it. And Angel Micah mentioned how over time you just thought about it less and less.
So it's like building immunity through repetition, desensitization.
Exactly. It gets less scary the more you do it. Another huge theme was shifting the focus inward,
How so?
prioritizing your own comfort over what others might think. Boy Dream, Chemical Demolition, Damien Digaze, they all stressed focusing on what you feel.
That makes sense. Taking back control, in a way.
Yeah, and Chemical Demolition had that interesting point sometimes. Embracing the leg hair actually helped them feel more aligned, maybe even help them pass better because it challenged stereotypes.
Right, leaning into it could actually affirm their gender, paradoxically.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And for folks maybe not ready for that full leap,
There were other options.
yeah, compromises. Like if yours ache 8 and 6, and another user suggested trimming the hair.
Ah, okay. So not shaving completely bare, but managing it.
Exactly. It's a way to feel maybe less self-conscious, still have hair, align more with a masculine look maybe, without going fully smooth or fully hairy if neither feels right yet. It acknowledges the internal conflict.
That's practical. It's not all or nothing.
Right. And then there's the internal work, really challenging those beliefs you've absorbed.
Like Matamoja trying to unlearn years of that negative conditioning.
hmm And Sluglord 2 emphasized reminding yourself, consciously, that not shaving is your choice. Full stop.
Actively pushing back against that inner critic. And didn't Sluglord 2 also have a tip for dealing with actual comments, if they happen?
Oh, yeah, that was great. Just have a simple, firm response ready. Like if someone asks why you don't shave, just say, I don't want to.
Simple, direct, end of discussion.
Exactly. Sets a boundary. Doesn't get drawn into justifying yourself based on, outdated ideas or someone else's internalized stuff.
And throughout all this, the community aspect felt so important.
Oh, absolutely. Just sharing these worries, getting that validation. Me too. I feel that. That in itself is huge.
Yeah, you could see Matamoja saying how helpful the input was. That feeling of, okay, I'm not weird, I'm not alone in this. That's powerful.
It normalizes the whole experience.
Right.
And stepping back a bit, Sluglord made that point about seeing more femme-presenting people choosing not to shave now, too.
Right, maybe a hint of broader shifts happening.
Possibly. And Devils in the Jukebox just threw in that simple reminder. Cis guys have all different amounts of body hair, too. There's no single male way to be hairy or not hairy.
Good point. So if we boil down what we learned from this deep dive into those Reddit threads.
Well, first, this anxiety about leg hair. Super common.
Or,
Really, really common, especially linked to those societal pressures and internalized messages.
yeah, definitely rooted in stuff we pick up growing up.
But the fear is often way bigger in our heads than in reality. Most people aren't judging as harshly or even noticing as much as we worry they are.
And crucially, there are things you can do, practical steps.
Totally. Gradual exposure helps. Focusing on your own comfort, what feels right for you, is key. Challenging those negative thoughts actively.
Finding that middle ground, like trimming if needed, and having those quick comebacks ready.
And leaning on community, sharing the load, all really effective strategies that came out of these conversations.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is, think about other ways societal norms might be messing with your comfort in your own skin, beyond leg hair.
Yeah. What's one tiny thing, maybe, that you feel pressure about? And what small step could you take just for yourself to challenge that norm a little bit? Something to think about.